Hello, and thank you for checking out my YouTube channel. My name's Mitch. I call myself Dr. Kayak, but I'm not really a doctor. But I can do surgery on a kayak. So this morning, very early, I woke up with crazy things going through my mind, and I decided I'm done sleeping. I'm going to get up and make some coffee and had some breakfast. It's about 6:30 now in the morning. And here I am making a YouTube video. Why? Because I had a thing on my mind today. Just thinking about YouTube videos and pictures and camera and film and digital and blah blah blah. And I just it pushed me way back to when I was a young boy, going to school, which was one of the most painful things I ever had to endure in my life was school. I hated school. I didn't like the 3 R's. It pissed me off. Can I say that? That they called it the 3 R's. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. Which isn't 3 R's. It's 1 R. It really is just 1 R. And I thought, well, if they're going to screw that up, why even waste my time with trying to learn anything that these people are going to teach me? So, I hated school. I did. It was torture sitting there, watching the teachers talk and watching the clock hands move so ever slowly. Eventually, boredom got the best of me, and the years went by, and the only thing I did learn was how to be a cut-up in class. Yeah. There were a few moments when I would actually pay attention in school. I did the work. It was pretty easy. But I could not get the excitement out of my mind about skiing on the weekends or riding my bike after school. School was always in the way of my life. It was a ridiculous concept. So during my elementary years, it was pretty cool because I got to come home for lunch. And that's where I would sit in the family room at the coffee table, and Mom would bring me out my chocolate milk and my peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I got to watch cartoons. And I dreaded the thought of having to go back to school after spending about half hour or so in front of the TV in the middle of the day and having to go back and face teachers and rules and things that limited everything I wanted to think or say or do. And then, one day, I'll never forget this. The teacher rolled in this big wheel cart, and on it was a projector with a big reel of film. And she turned the lights off in the room and hit that thing, and some kind of educational thing would be shown on the screen that she would pull down in front of the chalkboard. It hung right above the chalkboard. She yanked that string down and turn the lights off, turn the movie on, and that ticking of the film going through the projector just made me put my head down. And then the lights would come on, and I'd wake up in a pool of drool. But there was that one time I'll never forget. They played a Laurel and Hardy film. And this was it wasn't a talkie. It was a silent film, and there was piano music in the background. I don't know how they did that. They didn't have talkies, but they had piano accompaniment. Why didn't they just have talkies? I guess it was just too hard back then to mic people. So it was before that. So I discovered that the city library had films. 8mm films. They weren't Super 8. Back then it was just 8. And the difference between Super 8 and 8mm films is the Super 8 had sound and the 8mm films didn't. Well, lucky me, Dad had an 8mm projector, so I would rent these films. And they had Laurel and Hardy films, they had Abbott and Costello, they had Buster Keaton, and I don't know if any of you, some of you people have no idea what I'm talking about. That's all right. I know what I'm talking about. But it was cool. It was very cool. I got my library card and watched every one of the movies that they had. And those were the days, man. Because Dad had a camera, much like the one I'm looking into now, but it was you had to crank it up to get the film to go through it, to go through the machine. And they were silent. There was no audio track to it, but Dad would record goofy films or whatever. And he also had a 35mm camera, and he had slides developed. And back then you had to develop the film. You got the film, you developed it, you took pictures or shot your movies, and you took it to the drugstore or wherever they would develop it. And then you'd wait a week or so, and you go back, pick it up, and hopefully they turned out. It was pretty cool. So now I have a YouTube channel, and I consider myself a digital creator. It's a long, far walk from where we were back in the 60s, late 60s and early 70s. Do you remember your first color television? I do. I remember my first color television. It was like my eyes were swimming in love. It was awesome. So, I and millions of other people do this. We have YouTube channels. Back then, we did videos and pictures for our own enjoyment, but for now, we're trying to make money maybe, or entertain. People do these videos for different reasons. I'm not sure why I'm doing mine right now. I ask and beg for subscribers. Because once you get to a certain point, you can monetize your channel. Like, I don't know how many subscribers you have to have a 1,000. I don't know how many subscribers. And then you can monetize your channel, which means that as people click on it, you earn money, because apparently there's advertising that people are being subjected to with these YouTube videos. Did you notice that? So I'm not trying to make $1 million, and I'm trying to do this just to have fun, record a little bit, and also I'm trying to document what I am doing as far as going from being a contributing part of society by having a full-time job, which I haven't had in years. I've been working as a private employee, self-employed, with my DJ business and other endeavors that may or may not yield some money. Hey, I'm doing some online studies for a company, and they pay me like $8 to do a study that takes a half hour. And if I do it, I've got some money saved up in my PayPal account from doing these studies. It's pretty cool. I'm not touching that money. That money's just going to sit there. I may never touch it. I don't want to put my hands on that. I just want to leave it alone. So when I ask you to like, or mainly if I ask you to subscribe, I'm not asking for blood. I'm not asking for your firstborn. I'm not asking you to really do anything. I'm not asking you to do anything but just point and click on that little bell. That's all I want you to do. If you can do that for me, that'd be awesome. And that'll help me out. I think I have 25 subscribers. It's been sitting at 25 for a couple of weeks now. Hey, I tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. as soon as I reach 100 subscribers, you see this luscious, beautiful head of hair? I'm going to shave my head. I'll shave my head live on camera to show you that you've helped me get to where I want to be, which is, at this point, my next step, I'd like to have 100 subscribers. That's not a lot. I mean, if you look at some of the YouTube videos, they have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I'm just getting started. I don't know what I'm doing. So anyway, that's all I've got to say right now. I tell you what, 1,000 subscribers would be cool too. I just want to get to 100 right now. But if I got 1,000 subscribers, what would I do for that? Maybe walk naked down Main Street. What do you think? No, you don't want to see that. No one wants to see that. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. Give me a thumbs up. Or they don't have the middle finger button yet. They'll get it sooner or later. That's all I've got to say for now. Hanging out here at the castle in Harbor Springs, Michigan. And I look forward to hearing your comments or seeing your comments. And I really look forward to you subscribing to my channel. I would appreciate that. Now, if you really want to help me, because, you know, beer and coffee is expensive these days. If you click on my YouTube banner, in the lower, down here, right corner, you can buy me a coffee or a beer. That'd be awesome. That's all I got for now. Thanks for looking in. Talk to you later. And cut.